Okay, folks, today is February 27, 2020. We got a lot to go over. We're looking at the market close. QQQ is what we're looking at. QQQ finished 5% down for the day. So far this year, it is down. It's down between 10 and or 12 and 15%. Something we need to keep our eye on. I believe in an earlier video, I said it was headed to this black line down here. Orange line is this 50-day moving average. Red line is this 100-day moving average. The black line, it should bounce off of this black line. The black line is its 200 period moving average. This chart is set on daily, so it's this 200-day moving average for QQQ or the NASDAQ. So we're looking for some more downside. Remember I said it's going to hit about the 200 area, 202 to 200. So that's still another 2.5%, 3% down if it does that before bouncing up. QQQ earlier today, at most it was down 4%. And then the Fed stepped in, started buying up stocks. Then it got down to less than 1%. After that, it just started tanking after that. So I'm not sure how much money the Fed spent to buy the markets up. If I had to guess, it'd be somewhere between $4 to $6 trillion that they dumped into the market trying to keep this from selling off. So this is the worst sell-off for the week. It's down at least 12% for the last three days. Since last Thursday, it's down about between 13 and 15%. So something to keep our eye on. My buddy Gregory Mannarino says that Goldman Sachs was out telling his clients to expect more downside. So by more downside, I don't know if they mean another 3 to 5%, another 10%, another 15%. So I'll be watching the futures tonight. I'll be trying to formulate a plan for tomorrow. I thought I had a plan for Monday, but that's on hold. I didn't expect the markets to finish on the lows of the day. So for right now, that plan is on hold. I need to get more information. Let's look at SPY. S&P 500. S&P 500 finished below its 200 period moving average, which is the black line. Let's switch this over to the weekly. Okay, for the week, I believe I was saying if it gets past that orange line, which is this 50-week moving average, that is headed down to the red line. It's 100-week moving average. So that's another 7% down. So that's another 2.5%, 3%. If it gets below that, it's headed to that 270 range. Actually, it'll probably hit down to 265. So if it goes all the way down to 265 from 297, what is that? Another 10% drop. Again, something we're watching out for. We'll know better in the morning. Let's look at Dow Jones. DJI. So far on its weekly, it is below its 100-week moving average. Remember, I told you, if it continues to fall, it's heading towards, if it falls tomorrow, like 3%, it's headed towards this 24,000 area. It'll probably shoot past that, though. It'll probably go to 23,500. So that's what? 1,500 or 1,800, 22,000. That's another 8 to 10% down. Something we're watching. We don't know if that's going to happen, but if it continues falling, It could easily be at 24,000, 23,500 before we start coming back up. Actually, the Dow was down. The Dow was down at most 900 points earlier today. The Fed stepped in, start buying up the market. It got to be within 200 points of being down. After that, the market started falling again. So it went from minus 950 points up to minus 200 points. And then at the very end, it just all sold off. It finished about 1,200 points down. Remember, the Fed stepped in with that, I'm guessing, between $4 and $6 trillion to keep these markets up, to keep this from happening. That tells me the markets are going to fall tomorrow, maybe even Monday. I think they're going to stop falling about this 23,500 area. Let's look at I think we already looked at SPY. Let's look at IWM. IWM was already below its 200-day moving average yesterday. So far for this week, it looks like it's heading to this 144 area. Look at the volume. The volume today, or for the week, the volume for this week is more than the last 2 weeks combined. Easily, almost the last 3 weeks combined. And we still have another day of trading. All of that has been selling. That means that the market is most likely going lower. If we're at 149 now, I can easily see it at about 144. So what's that, 5? It might even go down to 140. It goes down to 140. That'll be, I don't know, close to another 7. It'll be between another 7 and 10% drop if that's the case for IWM. Let's look at oil. Remember how I was talking about if oil is down, the markets will be down. Oil was down 4% today. Oil is below all of its weekly moving averages. Let's switch this over to a month and see what it looks like. It just looks bad altogether. Remember I said if oil keeps falling, oil is headed to the $9 area. I think I mentioned that a couple of times in my videos, if it continues to fall. So if it falls down 9, so that'll probably be another 8% down if it continues to fall. And we should find some support around $9, maybe a little under $9 for oil, for USO. Let's look at XLF. Okay, XLF, we're looking at the weekly chart. Everything should be below its 200-day moving average. That's why we moved over to the weekly chart. And it looks a lot cleaner. XLF finished below its 100-week moving average. If it continues to fall, I think I mentioned in the last few videos, it might come down to this $25 area. If it comes down to this $25 area, that means that if it comes down to this $25 area, that's another 10% drop. So that'll mean it went from 31.50 down to 25. That's like a 20% drop. Yeah, we're keeping our eyes on it, guys. So over the last 2 days, we avoided a 6.5% drop. I'm proud of that because I haven't seen this kind of craziness in the markets in a long time. So tomorrow is pretty key. Tomorrow and Monday are very key. If this continues to sell off, I told you about where I think the markets are going to stop at and start coming back up. And even when they come back up, they might only come up. Uh, they might only come up maybe 6% before coming back down another 3 or 4%, and then heading back up. But we'll see. Right now, we're just taking it one day at a time. What concerns me is Goldman Sachs saying to its customers to expect more downside. A lot of the professionals are thinking that we might only be halfway done with the drops. So that really, really has me concerned. Thank you for watching the videos. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.